Like them horns. Like them horns. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm ready. I am jacked up. Music's getting me all sorts of happy.
Let's mix these martial arts, baby. Let's do it.
And that's what we're going to do inside the UFC Apex. And right around 30 minutes from right now, because UFC Vegas 49 is about to kick off. It's going to end with Islam Makhachev taking on Bobby Green, a fight a lot of people are intrigued and excited about. And the card's actually pretty darn interesting, if we're being honest. I know some people are a little negative on it. There's some pretty damn good fights on this card. And let's talk about it with all of you, because this is the People's Pre-Fight Show. I am Mike Heck. We got Jed Meshew. It might sound, this music might sound like outside your window right now. Apparently there's some sort of party going outside your place of residence, Jed.
Yeah, just sprung up in the last 20 minutes. It's some sort of early Mardi Gras. Go for it. Brass bands. Great vibes outside. I'm ready to get after it when we're done here.
There you go.
Because unlike you, Mike, I'm
not
willing to lie and say that this is a great card. There are some interesting fights, but I won't say that there are a lot of them.
Did I say great? Did I say great? I don't think I said great. I said pretty good.
That still seems
I said a lot of people are down on it. I think it's a pretty good card. I think it's pretty good. There's a couple of bad eggs in the carton, but for the most part, it's pretty delicious, the rest of the card, once you cook them up. And
it is only 11 fights. 11 fights is very palatable.
See? We're already finding positivity, and we're only like 2 minutes into the show. We also have E. Leydon on the ones and twos, who will be here bringing up your questions. There he is, jamming out.
Yeah. No sleeves Saturday. Yeah. We're doing it.
Yes. Sun's out, guns out. Showing off the pipes ahead of his big fight coming up in a couple weeks' time. So for those of you who are People's Pre-Fight Show, you know how this works. If you are new to the People's Pre-Fight Show, all we do is answer your questions. We put your thoughts on the screen. We discuss them, and we do so until the first two fighters of the afternoon are in the octagon, and then we will leave you to enjoy the card. And that's that. So fill up the chat. Let's go. Let's get those questions in. Let's get those thoughts. And let's get after this thing.
I think Mousasi's going to win.
Oh yeah. Might as well answer this. Any bold predictions?
I believe Gegard Mousasi is going to win convincingly.
Interesting.
In
UFC,
85 seconds.
UFC washout. Yeah, Mousasi. Yeah. I don't know.
I think washouts are better than never was.
Yeah. I think Vanderford's. I think this is his day. I think he's gonna be able to control the distance. I think he's gonna outstrike Mousasi, for the threat to takedown. And I actually predict Vanderford would get maybe a dominant second round TKO. That's what I'm going. So book it. Yeah.
You think Vanderford's even gonna attempt to take down, or is he?
He'll attempt one.
One. K1 Vanderford. That's what we're getting. Okay.
All right.
Well, he might get clipped with the left hand like 5 seconds into the fight. That changes his entire life, and I don't know. That's kind of what I'm seeing happening.
Bold predictions by everyone here.
And then I bet Mousasi is going to get some sort of question about Conor McGregor at the press conference that he doesn't actually understand until it's clarified for him. And then he's just going to go off about Conor, even though the question was about what Conor said to Austin Vanderford and not to Gegard Mousasi.
And breaking news, according to Mousasi, Conor is short.
Yes. And according to Mousasi, he's the best middleweight in the world. So.
If he can get through Vanderford, maybe, who knows?
I mean, Hennier de Ritter, RDR still out there. Did you see in MMA?
I didn't know they were training partners. I thought they were just
they work together.
Oh, sorry, I thought they were just both Dutch, but I didn't realize they were actually training partners. Did you see what he said about in the post fight?
I did not. I also had no idea they were training partners.
Yeah, Mousasi says he just basically said, "Oh, I hate training with that guy. He submits to me a lot. He's very good."
Yeah.
he goes.
I'm telling you guys, get on the RDR bandwagon.
I believe you, sir. I believe
that dude.
You know what?
Good.
I believed you, and then Mousasi kind of he sealed the deal. I've never heard Mousasi be so complimentary of another middleweight. He was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't like training with that guy. He's he submits to me a lot."
Yeah, dude, RDR is sick. I'm so glad that I'm driving that bandwagon.
Oh, get on it, man. Yeah, you're the first one. Yeah, at least on our staff. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Puya, where do you ask questions? Exactly right there.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Right
I
there.
like to get on my knees before, like next to my bed, and just sort of put them up into the air and hope and see what happens. But that's what works for me, Puya.
Yeah.
But do
Casey
what's
is a
best
great
for you.
producer, so maybe he might take your thoughts and find a way to put them on the screen. But yes, exactly what you just did. Do that.
All right. Wait a minute. Okay, let me look at these questions. All right, here we go. Long-time commenter.
Joseph Boza, Bobby Green wins. He deserves a title eliminator next, no matter what. If Islam wins, he needs to stay ready for UFC 274 in case something happens. Otherwise, rebook the Beneil fight. I don't necessarily agree with that if Islam wins. I mean, yes, I agree with maybe stay ready for UFC 274, but I don't think they're going to give him the Beneil fight unless it's like on this. I mean, Beneil's going to be out for a while. That's a pretty serious injury. So I just don't see Islam winning this fight, doing the UFC a favor to keep this main event. And then they're just like, nah, you can fight Beneil Dariush again instead of fighting for the title, which pretty much everybody thinks you should be doing. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, Joseph. Your thoughts on this Jed Meshew?
I think staying ready would be a good idea, but that fight's happening in May. And when's Ramadan? When's does it start this year? Should be
That's a
close.
great point.
It should be close to that timeline. I'm sorry, I don't know where it is off the top, but when you can look it up, I'm just not sure.
April 2nd to May 2nd.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just a non-starter, like right there, because he's not going to be staying ready during Ramadan. So no, if Bobby wins, or I was obviously talking about Islam, not Bobby, but if Bobby wins, yeah, stay ready. You maybe sneak in there, but I think you probably fight Michael Chandler next for a title eliminator there. That seems something okay for me.
All right.
If Islam wins, what he needs to do is he needs to cut a promo to really lock in a title shot, because he could get one, but if he has a tepid decision or whatever, he's not interesting. If he gets on the mic and is just spits hot fire, then that'll go a long way to securing him a title shot.
People forget like that about Habib too. It wasn't until Habib started speaking, his limited English, but it was enough. And then all of a sudden, Habib became a star. It was you remember
Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
Michael Johnson, your boy, crazy. Your boy, tap like chicken, champion into the year.
Like that was number one bullshit. All that stuff. It was like he reminded me of a Golovkin kind of way. Just when Golovkin had that just enough English just to go, I like this guy. So is this how's Islam's English?
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. A lot of these guys I know they're just not comfortable speaking English on camera, which I understand. But you're right. I think if you just, that's what basically Hamzat is doing. He's taking the Habib playbook as far as trash talk and just different weight class.
Yeah, Islam needs to do exactly that. Just come on. He can just say word for word what Habib did. This is number one bull. I'm the guy. Let me fight your chicken. It's all fine. It all works.
All right.
And if Bobby Green wins tonight, man, we'll see, because outside of Conor, Bobby Green becomes the most interesting guy at 155 pounds, like in the entire division, including the champion, in my opinion, because he's red hot. They're gonna push him to the moon. It's gonna be like the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30 push, where it's just like boom, it just comes at you and you can't ignore it. Bobby Green becomes probably the most interesting challenger in this division if he wins today, and probably one of the more popular guys too, if we're being honest. So
can we think of a kind of a similar situation? Say if Bobby Green wins, is there a similar situation that's happened in the UFC where kind of this? I guess Masvidal is kind of the people have been throwing Masvidal out, but this guy kind of. Not that he was never like championship material, but he's clearly been around. But this is clearly the best version of Bobby Green, and all of a sudden, within 6 months, he goes from kind of, I don't know, what was he, top 30 to like legit fighting for a title. Is there a similar situation? Masvidal, I guess.
Maybe Oliveira.
I think the one that kind of jumps out to me, it's obviously a little different, is when Robbie Lawler came back to the UFC. I know he had like a lot of success at middleweight and Strikeforce or whatever, champion, all that.
But he was coming off losses.
When he came
too,
back,
yeah.
he was still. But yeah, he came back and had lost a few in Strikeforce, lost a number of them because when he was dropping.
Larkin,
He
Tim
was,
Kennedy.
he was supposed to get his ass beat by Josh Koscheck. Like I distinctly remember, Koscheck was just going to wrestle him to the ground, and then suddenly he's Robbie Lawler, and then you had that whole run. So I think to me that one is pretty close.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Lawler sounds that. Yeah, even though, because Lawler never really hit. Yeah, he was never a championship fighter when in his UFC run, and then it was middleweight. His success came in middleweight and Strikeforce. But Robbie Lawler, good one. All right.
Is Terrance McKinney a future star? I mean, things have to fall into place for him. He's got to win like a lot to officially get there. I think he's got a ceiling for it. I think the ceiling's high. He's got the gift of gab. He's starting to get more comfortable on the camera and on the mic. He is writing op-ed pieces for Newsweek now. He's got a very interesting story, and he's an exciting fighter, but he's got to win. He's got to win and keep that momentum going, because especially in this division, as you know, Jed, at 155, it takes quite a bit of time to become a star in this division.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I hope I'm wrong. He's got big paws on a puppy. He's got some good signs, but there are also some really big things working against him. The biggest one being he's 27. Like he's not. If he was where he is right now at 22, I would say yes, he is for sure a star. But he's not. He's 27. He's a fine fighter, but he is not some super prospect in the cage. He's just a guy who knows how to promote himself, and so that gives him a leg up. But I mean, he's not even the favorite to win tonight. Like he's and it's look, I like Faraz Siam, but it's not like that dude's an enormous world beater either. Like I think McKinney just has too much work to do for me to, with any level of comfort, think that he's going to be a star. But it's okay to not be a star. Like it's okay to just be like a well-respected guy or a mid-carder who people are interested. Hell, Nate Diaz's whole career until Conor McGregor was being a mid-card talent-ish guy who people just liked. And so maybe McKinney can make some hay that way. Like there's room.
Look at Jim Miller.
Look at Nico Price. Nico Price could go 0-6 in his next 6 fights, and when he's booked, people will be excited to see him fight. That's just how it is. You can make a very good living. You could stick around in the UFC for quite a long time, being one of those guys. Right now, that fight's close to a pick'em. Ziam's still the favorite, -115. McKinney's -105, so it's pretty much a coin flip. But tough. Yeah. It's a tough matchup for McKinney. A lot of people feel like because he knocked out Matt Favola in 7 seconds, he's just going to go in there and do the same to Ziam. It's a tough fight. Very tough stylistic fight.
What anybody who ever scores a 7-second knockout or less should never be matched up against anybody good for the fight afterwards. You should just entirely trust, because that is such a rare thing to have promotionally. Hey, this dude knocked somebody out with the first punch. Like, cool. All right, let's just get him another first round KO and put some momentum behind him. Like the UFC just doesn't. They never do fighters favors, and people are like, oh, they shouldn't do fighters favors. That's fine. You don't have to show favoritism to fighters, but do yourselves a favor promotionally. Like, help build your own stars by taking what is inherent momentum and giving it an avenue to build, as opposed to being like, I don't know, let's have him fight this tough dude that nobody really knows about, and he might well lose and probably won't look great even if he wins. Like, it's awful matchmaking.
Yeah, you gotta take the Bellator approach to building these guys who have 1 or 2 fights. Just don't do what they tried to do yesterday. Bellator, unbelievable. I could go off for the next 13 minutes about the Sinead Kavanaugh decision to have her fight Chris Cyborg again 3 months after she got absolutely destroyed by Chris Cyborg. But that's a whole different conversation.
It was not decisive enough. There was controversy in that fight, and
early
we need
stuff.
to see. I'm not certain that Chris Cyborg is a better fighter, so let's find out. Let's find out for sure.
Props to Kavanaugh. She deserves all the praise in the world for that grit and that toughness and that performance. Basically beating a jiu-jitsu black belt on one leg when like that's not your game at all. It's not even like plan B or plan C. She still got the job done. But to give her a title fight again after she just got washed by Chris Cyborg is just insane. It's silly.
What does she deserve more props for? The really gutty win without a functional knee against the BJJ black belt, or willingly fighting Chris Cyborg again, despite knowing without a shadow of a doubt this time what is in store for her, and that being a violent concussion?
Yeah, if that fight doesn't happen,
which one's a harder thing? Because they're both pretty badass to do. I just don't know which one's more badass.
it is one of the like if you have a Mount Rushmore of bad matchmaking, this is right on. This is definitely on there. However, if you do this fight in Dublin, it's still horrific matchmaking, but at least it would be like kind of cool to see Kavanaugh headline in Dublin against Chris Cyborg. But you do that fight anywhere else, it makes absolutely no sense. It's just so silly. They're not gonna do that though.
I just think Coker had the right intention. I mean, like like his thoughts were in the right direction, but like he just came out and said like just going like, "Holy crap, what an amazing freaking performance!" But he didn't need to oversell it by saying, "Give her Cyborg." That was just kind of too much. And I'm not saying.
And then nobody at the press conference asked him why. Like they just brought it up, and no one asked him why. Like that'd be my question. Like he says the things, and I would just be like, but why? Why would we do this? But why? Like that's literally the follow-up that should have been asked.
I mean, obviously, I think the Bellator matchmakers are kind of thrown in a loop because of the whole kind of Kat Zingano not willing to fight Cyborg. I don't really know the whole drama behind that, but this just seemed to be the wrong direction. This Coker should have just sold the hell out of Kavanaugh, and I'm not against Kavanaugh ever getting a rematch. I don't like you fighters. They train their asses off, do all this stuff to earn that right to get their ass kicked by Cyborg. But I don't think Kavanaugh has earned that right to get her ass kicked again. But it's just Scott Coker, he tries.
Matchmakers are probably like, "What are you doing, Scott? Like, seriously, what are you doing?"
And it was kind of
plus Cyborg only has one fight left in her deal, which is interesting too.
Oh, that is interesting. Wow, that is interesting.
See.
Yeah. All right, man.
Maybe this is just smoke and mirrors because they got Kayla Harrison like all locked up and they're just trying to like swerve us.
Kayla Harrison's going to BKFC.
That'd be unbelievable.
Get that Triller money. Get that Triller money.
They should absolutely do that right now. Like they should get that money and just pay her whatever she wants and get her in there.
All right. What else we got?
We'll see. I like McKinney a lot, but this is a tough fight for him.
Let me just throw this question up there.
Casey Carpenter. If Islam wins, he's probably fighting the winner of next week's co-main event because Connor sadly is getting a title fight. If Bobby wins, he fights RDA. If RDA wins next week, if not, probably not. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if all that happened. Wouldn't be, but if Bobby Green wins, he's not fighting RDA. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's definitely not the. If Bobby Green wins, he's fighting Michael Chandler. I'm entirely convinced of that. And frankly, he should just fight Michael Chandler if he wins or loses. Like that's just the fight that you should make.
Was the Chandler Ferguson thing? Were those just kind of internet rumors? I kind of saw that on the Twitters.
They've been chirping at each other for a while, and Mike will know more about whether there were legs to it or not. But I just don't believe that Tony Ferguson's fighting anybody until he's in the cage because he's chirped at a lot of people and not fought them for one reason or another.
The fight's being discussed. That's pretty much it. It's the direction the UFC wants to go. Both fighters seem to be somewhat into it, but we don't have a date. We don't have anything. I would say if it does happen, June would probably be my guess, but we'll see. Nothing's done until it's done, and who knows?
I just want Tony Ferguson to fight Max Holloway. That's it. I want the battle of the angel wings, and let's just do that.
Yeah, and reffing will be guest referee Benson Henderson.
Yep, perfect. It's everything we need.
Done.
God, Jed, let's start a promotion. It's just ridiculous.
I've been calling for that fight for like 3 years. Getting less likely the worse Tony Ferguson looks and the better Max Holloway looks.
I wish the UFC had Max in those type of fights. Like they threw Anderson Silva out just facing, decent 205ers, not the best 205ers, but good 205ers, and have like Max Holloway fight just fun fights. But
Legitimately, the reason I am sad that the Holloway Volkanovski fight got postponed is I think Volko wins, and then Max can go to lightweight. I don't care. Do not give a single turd about him staying at featherweight. Like, he's done everything there. There's so many fun lightweight fights for him. I just want him to start doing those.
And again, if Max beats Volkanovski, what do we learn? It's like, okay, Max is awesome. We knew that.
Yeah, and they're just going to run it back like a 7th time. Just let Max fight Dustin Poirier again, or Justin Gaethje, or Conor McGregor again, or any number of fights that are awesome. Like, he has so many fun fights at lightweight. I just want him there. I don't care about him being featherweight anymore.
I mean, honestly, for Holloway, maybe Zombie is like really the only kind of top guy we haven't seen him face, as far as just for as a fan, just wanting to see him face everybody. Yeah, other than Zombie, that's really it. Yeah, right. I think pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, if he hangs around a little more, you got a whole bunch of new guys coming up.
Yeah, well, that's like the third gen. We're kind of the third generation of featherweights.
Exactly. I don't need him to fight those guys. I want to see him fight the best lightweights in the world, because most of those fights are incredibly fun.
Yes, it's true. I like this question.
They were trying to do Holloway versus Josh Emmett to headline that Columbus card, but it just didn't happen.
But that's cool, but like they said, Holloway versus any of those.
The Ohioans would have been pretty goddamn excited about that.
Oh, people will get excited. I won't care about that fight. It's fine.
We get Blades and Dacus instead. If Bobby pulls it off, will this be the biggest upset in UFC history? I think he has more of a chance than Pena did versus Nunes. I don't know. Is it the way people are looking at this fight?
Much more of a chance than Pena did against Nunes.
Yeah. If you look at how social media is doing it, and I can tell you right now, people DMing me all the time talking about matchmaking ideas and just asking questions for different things, mostly for on to the next one. But a lot of people are picking Bobby Green to win this fight. A lot of fans have hit me up. They are picking Bobby Green to win.
Dude, I'm looking at Tapology page right now. It is 90% Makhachev.
Right. I'm just talking about what I see on social media and what people are sending me. A lot of people are saying, I'm telling you, I got a feeling it's going to be Bobby Green time.
This is one of those things. People they throw those out there. I got a feeling this is the fight. And then Bobby Green loses, and people just kind of don't remember those crazy predictions because there were crazy predictions. I just don't believe anyone's really trying to. I mean, is there really? To me, Julia Pena beating Nunes, there was a path to victory for Julia Pena, and she did it. I don't think she'll be able to do it again. You got it right. But I just don't see honestly a 5-round path to victory for Bobby Green.
It's really, like I said the other day or yesterday, it's really tough. But no, it's just not, because there's one very large difference, and it is that as good as we all believe Islam Makhachev to be, he does not have the actual bona fides that Amanda Nunes does. Like, if Bobby Green wins because Islam gets punched and he can't take a shot, I will be surprised, but I can't be like, that was unknown. Like, you never could have seen that coming, because we just haven't seen him fight enough really top level guys. And that's not a knock on him. A lot of reasons are for that, but we saw Amanda Nunes beat the brakes off all of the best women that have ever fought functionally. And then she was fighting Juliana Pena, who we knew very clearly was not one of the best women to ever fight.
But we've also seen Amanda Nunes lose to a bunch of fighters too. That's the kind of difference between, I think, Amanda Nunes and Makhachev. We just, outside of, I will go and say a lucky shot by, who is that? Who knocked him out? Who beat Santos, right? Leo Santos? Was it Santos? Yeah. You fight 100 times. Yeah, Santos is going to get one victory over
It's not
Makhachev.
Santos. It's Adriano Martinez.
Martinez, sorry.
Martinez, that's what it was. You're right.
Yeah. But Okay, how would this rank as far as number one contender upsets?
I mean, it would be very up there as far as those upsets. It would be pretty up there in the list of biggest upsets, but there's also just something different about an upset with a long reigning dominant champion versus a guy who's not a champion. Like the number one and number two until something miraculous happens are just always going to be GSP and Nunes now. Like I think that's 1A, 1B, however you want to slice it. If Bobby pulls it off, it's a great upset. It'll probably end up as the biggest upset this year, but it's not. I just don't think it gets there.
Okay.
It's top 10.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Man, I'm trying to think of like number one contender upsets. Like kind of like there's like a setup fight, and then they just lose.
Not a lot. Yeah, I can't think of a lot. Also, one of the big things about upsets is that upsets are really determined by how they age more than people think, because the GSP upset at the time was still huge, but it looks even more dramatic because what GSP then went on to be. Whereas like if Nunes just starts crapping the bed and like loses her next 4 fights because she just shot or whatever, that upset is going to look substantially less impressive than if Nunes reclaims the belt and holds it for another 5 years. Just
maybe
sort
like,
of how
it is. I maybe like Dillashaw Barral at the time it was a monumental upset, but then as time goes on, like Dillashaw was just really good. Barral was on his way out. That was just
exactly. And so like if Makhachev loses here and then loses like 5, then people will not think of this as an enormous upset, but it still is. It's a really big one in the moment, certainly.
Cool. We got a lot of anti-war people. Good.
I'm anti-war too. War's bad.
Yeah, good, but sorry, we have a lot of Hey, okay. Can we stick to Sprots, guys, in the comment section? Sorry, we got
Sprots.
Please don't let this boring Islam be champ. He is so boring, man. Make him win 20 in a row before a title shot.
I don't even know what to say. I don't think Islam Makhachev's boring at all.
I don't.
You see what he did to Dan Hooker in his last fight? That was not boring at all. That was like.
You see what he did to Thiago Moises or Drew Dober? He's been beating wholesale ass for the last like 3 years.
I don't know.
He's been obliterating folks.
Yeah. You want to play? You guys want to play a fun game? Let's play a fun game while we wait for this broadcast to start. Let's play predict the bonuses. The bonuses.
Okay.
Right. Jed Meshew, predict the bonuses.
Fight of the night is gonna be. This is a really easy Tsarukyan Alvarez call. I think that's just the low hanging fruit there. We don't do sub and KO. It's just performance bonuses.
2 performances.
Yeah, give me performance bonuses for. I'm going to say Armin Petrosian because I still think he's going to beat Gregory Rodriguez, even though that's a wee bit of an upset. But that'll finish in a knockout or a sub. So that fight is going to yield a bonus one way or another. And, give me Ramiz Brahimaj. Michael Gilmore's really bad, and he's really bad at grappling. And Ramiz Brahimaj is I don't know if he's good, but he's good at grappling. And so he's almost certainly going to tap this dude. So I'm just going to go with the guaranteed finishes in my book.
Casey, fight of the night, performance of the nights, maybe all performances of the nights. What are you thinking?
Performance. They're going to give it to Islam to make Habib happy. Other performance will go to Mr. Tsarukyan. And fight of the night will go to Nunes versus Pascual. It will be a barn burner.
Watch. Literally the wrong answer.
All right.
Nunes
might just killer.
Nunes has got to get a performance bonus because this fight is going to be bad.
You think Pascal sucks, huh? Wow, you just think she's not.
No, I don't think she sucks. I just don't think I don't think she sucks. Nunes has faced way better competition, and she hits way harder than anything Pasquale has ever seen, and it's not even close. Like, this is not
Pasquale's a 45er, and she's fighting like a 25er. I think she's not gonna. I think she's gonna have issues.
Nunes is more of a 35er, but a jacked, strong as hell, power punching 35er.
Who has the reach advantage, though?
Nunes has the reach advantage.
I was going to say, doesn't Nunes have the reach advantage?
She does. She does.
Like
and when she hits you, it is a different feeling. It is a different feeling than getting punched by a 2-0 regional fighter. It's just a whole different ballgame. So, yes, she will get one.
All right.
I'm going to say Ignacio Bahamondes is going to get $100,000 for fight of the night because Zhu Rong missed weight. I'm going with that as the fight of the night. And I'm with Jed Meshew. Armen Petrosian will get the second performance bonus after surviving a hairy first round with Gregory Rodriguez and then knocking him out in the second round. So there you go.
And Armen Petrosian, no relationship to the very famous kickboxer. No relationship.
No, which shocks me because Giorgio Petrosian has a brother named Armen Petrosian who is also a kickboxer. And apparently it's not the same dude.
Well, Petrosian certainly has an extensive striking background. Just watch that dude's Contender Series fight, and you will see that is a scary striker. I mean, one shot and fight-ending striker.
He's got. So I just think he has a huge speed advantage on Rodriguez too. Rodriguez is maybe the textbook definition of the word lumbering, like just very Frankenstein monstery out there.
But man can throw. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Petrosian has the speed advantage. Both guys can land, especially in that first round. Like, it wouldn't shock me if Rodriguez knocked him out in the first round. It wouldn't shock me if Rodriguez submitted him in the first round. If Rodriguez finishes him outside of the first round, that would be a little bit surprising to me. I'm banking on, my prediction is banking on Petrosian surviving the first round and just, because Rodriguez could just take him down and smush him. Like, it's very possible. He takes him down, mounts him, and just beats him down and gets TKO. Or takes him down, mounts him, turns it into a submission somehow in the first round. But if he does all that and can't get Petrosian out of there, he's got to get tired, and it's got to get weird and fun.
You know my favorite thing about this whole card? I don't know. We've done a lot of talking in various shows this week, and we have spent literally 0 seconds discussing the co-main event of Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman. Nobody has asked a question. We didn't talk about it on BTL. We didn't talk about it yesterday, except for AK to say, that's not a co-main event. This card has no co-main. That is the second fight from the top, and there's not a soul alive who has any interest in talking about it. I love MMA in 2022.
I think Wellington Turman is a very live underdog today. I will say that. I mean, it's not a huge one. It's plus 110. You think so?
I think Misha Cirkunov is just a bigger version of Wellington Turman. Like, Wellington Turman is just like, Misha Cirkunov has like 6 inches and 20 pounds of muscle on him.
So you're picking Misha to win the fight?
For sure, taking Misha. It's going to be an awful fight. They are going to hug each other along the fence for 15 solid minutes, but one of them is a bigger, stronger hugger. It's going to be a terrible fight.
You should do a push-up bet for that fight, Jed.
Sure.
You got anything else? Let's do a push-up bet.
I just love saying Wellington Turman's name.
25 push-ups anytime. 25 push-ups, push anytime. So it could be in the middle of BTL. It could be like, Jed, stop talking and do 10.
Drop,
and you have to stop talking and do 10.
Okay.
All right. Bank them. All right. We got anything else? The questions, or we're going to just run down, rifle up some picks?
Let me see. Yeah, a lot. Actually, we've had a few questions about. Oops, wrong one.
That's a smart man by there. I saw that. Give me Turman.
Okay.
If Alvarez wins against Tsarukyan tonight and continues to make weight in the lightweight division, how high is his ceiling?
I mean, that's a big win. It's a really big win, but
it's a big win. That's a huge if. There's just not a world that he will continue to make weight at lightweight. Like, it's just, he's getting bigger. Like, that's how people grow as they get older. He is just I will say confidently he has no future in the lightweight division. That man is guaranteed to be a welterweight within the next year and a half.
The question should be, if Alvarez wins against Tsarukyan tonight, what will be his ceiling at welterweight?
Yeah, and honestly, I have a lot of questions. I think Alvarez is one of the most fascinating guys in this card because I don't know that he's actually good. He's certainly not bad, mind you, but I don't know how much of his game is reliant on the fact that just has a clear and decided size edge over everybody he fights. I think we're going to learn some of that tonight with Tsarukyan, just because he will be bigger than Tsarukyan, but Tsarukyan is much more skilled than him, and we'll see what levels Alvarez has to his game beyond just Hulk smashing dudes. And so like that I don't know. Like if his game is so heavily dependent on being enormous, going up to welter presents some problems because he's losing his decided edge. I don't know. I have a lot of questions about Alvarez. So my gut answer is the same as it was yesterday for a similar question. I don't know, top 20-ish. It's impossible to be good at lightweight. That division's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge win if he beats him. I just don't see it happening. I see a very Islam Makhachev-ish sort of performance out of Tsarukyan because Tsarukyan is a smart dude. He's not going to sit there just because he knocked out Christos Giagos in his last fight. He's not going to be like Ronda Rousey and be like, now I'm a kickboxer. And now I've fallen in love with my striking. I'm going to go in there and have a kickboxing match with Joel Alvarez. That'd be an awful decision. So Tsarukyan's probably going to play this the right way. He's going to take him down 1,000,000 times. He's going to just smush him and make it just hell for 15 minutes on him. I think, yeah, it's knockout. It's knockout or bust for Joel Alvarez. The only way he wins this fight is if he lands a big shot and knocks Tsarukyan out, in my opinion. Other than that, I think Tsarukyan wins all 3 rounds. I don't think this fight's very competitive. I think there's going to be moments where we're going to be like, ooh, but Tsarukyan's just going to grab a hold of you. He's going to take you down, and he's going to make life miserable. I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm with Mike all the way on that. I've Tsarukyan in one of my parlays, so
this is
a good pick.
And he's minus 220. It's not even a great price, but I just think he's going to beat the shit poop out of Alvarez.
But I think he'll cover that line though. Like I think at minus 220, if he wins 30-27, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I think that's the performance that I think what I see the fight playing. I think it merits a minus 220 price tag.
I don't have a lot of faith in Alvarez's ability. Alvarez stands very tall, and I don't love that with some guy who's going to decidedly try and attack your hips. But we'll see.
Yeah.
What else we got? AC?
Man,
I think the first fight's going to be pretty fun, by the way. This Altamirano Hernandez fight will just be a nice little fun scrap. Kick things off at 125.
It's usually scrappy. James
Ortega,
I mean,
there you go, James.
Coming through.
No way, James. Something's wrong.
Don't need the SOS. They're coming through.
Not 3 of them.
Yeah. Ooh.
But Jed,
they are an awful
People are listening to you, Jed. Look at that.
Way to go, David. I stand by it. I still give a parlay out in my gambling column every week because people really like parlays. They're awful and you shouldn't do them. But if you're going to do them, Tsarukyan's at least a good guy to have in one.
Did someone say, I don't know if I saw someone was saying the line for Vanderford Mousasi, like Mousasi was only like a minus like 200 or something.
He closed less than that. He was gassed up a lot more, but some late money came in on Vanderford, which was obviously
minus 185, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's minus 185.
He closed in under 2,
which is crazy.
I did not expect the late money to come in on Vanderford.
Is that an oversell on Vanderford or undersell on Mousasi? I mean,
oversell. I think it's more an oversell on Vanderford.
Okay.
I saw some people being really high on him, which,
I mean,
I don't know that they're necessarily wrong, but they were certainly wrong in the context of yesterday.
Against who he is the competition is facing.
How yesterday was going to go, but I saw some people being really high on Austin Vanderford.
I think people got to see how big Gegard Mousasi actually is. He is a huge middleweight, and you don't really see it that often, but he looked 2 weight classes. He He looks like a heavyweight compared to Austin Vanderford in there. Like he just looked way bigger, gigantic. Man, he looked gigantic.
Him versus Nemkov is going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun fight.
Are we just assuming Nemkov?
I am assuming that Nemkov beats Corey Anderson.
As does Gegard. Gegard thinks Nemkov's going to win too.
And I think Corey Anderson is awesome. I think he's a top 5, 205. I just think Nemkov is like there's that kind of Nemkov Yuri level. I think right now at those 205ers, even though Glover's the champ. But I just think that those two guys are just fantastic. Kind of.
Dead serious. I can't take Corey Anderson serious as a fighter because Daniel Cormier fired such a heater of a stray shot at him when he was putting down Jimmy Manuwa. Jimmy Manuwa, don't get too big for your britches. Knocked out Corey Anderson, okay, and I can't take Corey Anderson like Daniel Cormier ethered his entire career unintentionally, and I just can't get past it. I just can't.
I always think about Corey Anderson's kind of one of those guys like Ryan Bader in the sense that we know they're extremely talented, but for some reason we're really focused on their giant losses they had. And I think
when they lose, it's spectacular.
Yeah, they're guys that lose spectacularly. Yeah. But even like someone like say Jan had so many losses, Blachowicz, and yet but all his losses weren't like spectacular losses. They were losses, Yeah.
But he would be competitive or whatever. Like he just, he gave Gustafsson a good 4 for 5 minutes before he lost that fight. Like he didn't. Like Ryan Bader losing to Anthony Rumble Johnson is only like a bare step up from Forrest Griffin losing to Anderson Silva, of being so clear that like Ryan Bader wanted nothing to do with being in the cage after he got hit the first time.
Yeah.
it's just a spectacular loss. It's hard to look past those sorts of things.
Where are we at in the broadcast?
Commercial.
Oh, wow. They are starting late. All right. We got more.
Yeah, they went to the desk and then they showed both flyweights warming up in the back, so we'll be starting momentarily, I would guess.
Bit of a troll question, but I'll go ahead and throw it out there.
Trolls.
At 38, will Mousasi ever leave the promotion no one cares about on the network? 36? No one watches to resign at the UFC. 36, yeah.
He's not even 38, yeah.
He's
got 6 fights left on this deal, or maybe 5 or 6. So he's probably ending his career at Bellator.
The important.
I don't think
why wouldn't
you? Question, because I have said both of those statements before, a lot actually, and are you under
the premise like if you're not as far as premium cable, if it's not HBO, it doesn't count?
Pretty much.
Even though HBO does no sports now.
I know they should. Like, I'm willing to admit that this is entirely based on my personal experiences and my social circle. I do not know a single person who has or watches Showtime. Everybody I know owns ESPN and HBO, and then a couple of them like have Disney Plus or whatever, and everybody has Netflix. But nobody's on like Cinemax or Showtime or whatever the hell else there is out there. So
it would be.
I got both numbers. But Showtime has very high subscription numbers. But whatever. I'm not here. I'm not Meltzer right now. I'm not kind of doing the ratings game. But
it could totally be the case.
Yeah.
But there's 2 things that make Jed's argument. That make Jed's argument intriguing. One is Bellator is a tremendous staff that works for them, but the company as a whole does a terrible job promoting cards and letting people know that it's on frigging Showtime, and that the only way to watch card is that it's on Showtime. And second, it should not cost more to watch Bellator for 1 Bellator card a month, or maybe 2, than it costs to watch 3 or 4 UFC cards in a month. It costs, like, I think ESPN Plus is like $6.99 now by itself. It costs $10.99 for Showtime every month. So if you're going to watch Showtime and get that network without the premium cable service, you just have the app on your TV, which is how most people watch anyways. It costs more money to watch Bellator than it costs to watch the UFC.
Yeah, but it costs more money to watch. Showtime, you get all the boxing too. You get a lot of boxing. I think that's what I think.
But you get way more. You get way more with ESPN Plus than you get with Showtime. Like way more. It's not even close.
Boxing?
You can watch.
For boxing?
You can watch boxing every day on. You can watch
High
boxing
level-
every weekend on ESPN. Top Rank is on ESPN Plus.
But high level boxing, not just boxing cards. Like
Showtime has better
Like
boxing.
Lomachenko?
ESPN does
Is that
have
high
boxing.
level enough?
Showtime,
I think that's high level.
Showtime definitively has a better boxing.
They're the best boxing network by far, easily.
But
I'm not arguing that, but to say that
I wouldn't pay $12 a month just to watch Bellator. I mean, with the whole package of boxing, combat sports in general, boxing and MMA.
But not all MMA fans watch boxing.
Actually, that's the big problem. Most of them don't give two turds about boxing. And
that's the
ESPN. They can MMA fans probably have a much higher alignment with like American football, and so they get ESPN, and then they're covered. Like that gets them the UFC and a bunch of college and professional football games.
Yeah,
like
you could go on ESPN Plus right now and watch any college basketball game. You could watch NHL games. You could watch golf. You could follow around any two golfers you want today. You can watch the Masters. You can watch so many things on ESPN Plus for way less than Showtime, and watch a good boxing card.
Bellator should get on Netflix.
Commercials.
Bellator should just get on Netflix. Netflix will buy anything.
That's the question too.
Bellator should be on Paramount Plus. That's what they should be on.
If Bellator was on a different network or whatever, would the mindset change? I don't think so.
I have no idea if their mindset would. I would think that they were doing better, but it's not empirical data. That's just me anecdotally being like, I don't know anybody who owns Showtime. Why are you on this network that no one cares about?
Did you not watch Yellow Jackets?
No.
Oh, you missed out.
The only show that I know that comes on Showtime is Billions, and I've never seen it, but I hear it's okay.
Billions. There's a lot of great documentary series on Showtime.
I watched.
I do
Bill
have
Cosby
Showtime now, so maybe I'll start doing it.
Watch the Bill Cosby documentary.
Yeah, watch the Bill Cosby one. It's very good.
I'm not confident I want to watch that.
You know what? It's a
I don't
hard
think
watch,
that's gonna make me happy. I don't think
no.
It's
not. Oh, it's not a happy watch. Don't think it's a happy watch.
I get a lot of sadness in my life. I'll need to add more on top. It's not like the world is
it's a well done.
Great
it's
things
well done
right now, Casey.
It's well done.
The news is just filled with gumdrops and fun stuff. Let me make a sad detour real fast.
Well, just watch the first half, and it just talks about him doing his Jello pudding pops commercials, and just I guess everything ends good.
Yeah, wild stuff. All right, real quick, let's make some main card predictions. Let me just pull up the card real quick. All right. Let us begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Petrosian, Rodriguez, Jed.
Oh, we're just doing main card. I have Petrosian via second round KO.
Me too. Casey.
I also picked Petrosian, but actually, what was my actual pick? Yeah, KO. Anytime he wants it.
Tsarukyan versus Alvarez. Tsarukyan, dominant decision for me. Casey.
Tsarukyan, second round submission.
Tsarukyan decision.
The featured bout, Casey, begin with you. Priscilla Cachoeira versus Ji-Yeon Kim.
Kim decision.
Kim decision for me as well.
Is Cachoeira allowed to eye gouge? Is that a new rule? Because if
she was allowed last time.
She was allowed last time. It's going to affect how I picked this. Assuming that the rules are actually in play, I'll take Kim by decision.
Well, we know Jed's going with Serkunov. I'm going with Turman. Casey.
Misha.
Right.
Somehow in the anyone
going Bobby Green?
No, not a chance. This is an awful fight for him.
Yeah.
I think I am officially saying he's going to make it to the final bell. I was torn whether that or a late sub, but I think he's game enough and he will just go to the final. He'll make it all the way.
Do you think this would be similar to Habib versus Habib Alaquinta?
That's exactly what I wrote it as in my gambling preview, is that this will just be that fight. Pretty similar. So yep.
I'm having that same feel. Yeah. Or
I think Green
submission, but by Islam.
I think Green has more. I think Green has more moments than Iaquinta did, especially early on. I think once we get to round 3, the momentum's completely going to shift, but I could be wrong. we'll see what happens. But first fight's about to happen. Carlos Hernandez is getting introduced right now. So we
What
are out
time
of
are we
here.
on for Spaces? Let the people know.
I already booked it for 6:15 because I said between 6 and 6:30. So 6:15 Eastern time.
2 hours.
Twitter Spaces. Myself and Jed Meshew. And whoever wants to come on, we'll watch the final 45 minutes of prelims before we head to this main card. So we'll see you then, everybody. And then, of course, after the event, post-fight show right here on the MMA Fighting YouTube page. For Casey, for Jed, I am Mike. Enjoy the fights, everybody. And Jed and I will see you in a couple hours.
Get involved. Twitter Spaces is the new hotness.
I have a TikTok account now.